Hey there, Braden with Awaken My Outdoor Soul, and today all I want to do is tell you about my food cozy. I just used this in the Grand Canyon on my backpacking trip there, and I had a whole bunch of people ask me about my food cozy. So today I want to show you how I made that. So if you stay tuned, you'll see exactly how I made this, what supplies you need, etc. I hope you enjoy the video. For this project, you're going to want to have a Sunshield, a pair of scissors, a marker, duct tape or Gorilla Tape, a straight edge ruler, double-sided Velcro, and your food bag. The very first mark that I am marking is about 3 inches down from the top. This will become the front flap or the top of the bag. After completing that, I've just set my bag down and I'm kind of just measuring to the nearest inch the width of the bag and making a mark on the Sunshield. You can see then I'm going to mark on the Sunshield in a couple locations so that I can trace a straight line for cutting purposes. So at this point I am checking my measurements and just marking measurements in multiple locations solely for the purpose of being able to trace lines on here to illustrate what I'm doing. At this point I've placed the bag, the food bag, under the flap, and I'm just marking the bottom of the bag. You'll notice that the top of my food bag is folded because you don't use that, you rip that off. Marking the bottom of the food bag here. On this particular food cozy that I'm building, I marked a 2-inch bottom. So the next thing I'm going to do here is mark a 2-inch bottom from the bottom of my food bag. And then I'm going to measure the length of the food bag once again. And that'll complete all the measurements that you need. So at this point, I'll just check all my measurements, make sure everything looks good, and then get everything traced out. Using my straight edge ruler here, I'm going to go ahead and trace everything out, beginning with the top flap. Following which I will then do a line down the width of the bag. And then I'm simply going to trace the bottom. And when I trace the bottom, this line is really just a fold line. This is not a cut line, so make sure you don't cut this. This is for folding purposes only. Same thing on the second fold. This creates the base of the bag, so you have something to set the bag up or create enough bottom or base of the bag. And then, of course, you have the other side of the bag as well. So here, grab your scissors, go ahead and cut your trace lines here. Again, you're just cutting the width and the overall length of the full bag, which you can see is to the right-hand side of the screen there. I don't cut that immediately. I begin with the fold process to fold the flap and fold the bottom of the bag and even begin some of the taping of the bag. Using your straight edge ruler, it helps to create the folds to get a good fold in the Sunshield protector, and just press down and hold it the best you can. But until you really get a lot of use in this, the folds don't necessarily want to take. All you can do is attempt to get a strong crease in the Sunshield protector, and it is somewhat challenging, but it'll go. You're really just trying to get the bag so that you know where the marks are for when you go to tape it. So this is the length of the bag here to create the base. So I'm going to do a fold at each end of the base, and then you're going to do a fold in the middle of the base, which I don't have a line marked for, but you just kind of fold it in the middle of it. And at this point, you're going to see here that I'm going to fold the base of the bag in half. So that's the one end of the base. Now looking for the middle point. A little easier on my 3-inch base than my 2-inch base, but I found that I didn't need a 3-inch base for what I'm using the bag for my food cozy. I don't have large mills that I'm doing in there. I usually use the Peak Refuel mills, and they fit perfectly with a 2-inch base. So at this point, I am taping that bottom fold just to hold it in place. And you can see I'm just lining up the edges there and throwing a piece of the black duct tape over the base of the bag that we're creating here, or the base of our food cozy, just to hold everything in place while we get the rest of the bag. I keep calling it a bag. So that as we get the rest of the food cozy assembled or taped together, that fold stays there, and you'll see how that works. And it has worked flawlessly, and I have found that you can get several food cozies out of one Sunshield protector. I've made 3 now, just for kicks and giggles and kind of experimenting with different sizes, and I like this small size the most. Takes up the least amount of room in my pack, and it fits in my exterior pocket better than any of the other larger sizes I made in case I was doing meals for 2. Grab scissors here, and just have to recognize what lines you're going to cut and what ones you aren't going to cut. So kind of pay attention to what you're doing there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Really just taping up those edges so nothing frays or comes apart. And then I'm going to tape up the sides of the food cozy. And you'll see that I've got the tape's a little bit longer at the bottom. You'll see what I do at the bottom here. So half on the front of your food cozy, and then fold that over to the back of the food cozy after you line up the edges. And then you'll see at the bottom here, I make a slit in the duct tape so that I can get the duct tape to secure to the base of the bag, and repeat those same steps on the other side. At this point, you'll see that I just test it to make sure that everything's going to fit nice and secure. And I actually don't even use the Peak Refuel bags that the food comes in. I repurpose quart size Ziploc freezer quality baggies for my meals so that I can reduce the amount of space in my pack. And I pack my meals usually in my food cozy, and I can get, in this size food cozy that you see me making in this video, I can get 3, almost 4 meals inside the food cozy when they are repurposed in a freezer quart size Ziploc baggie. Now I have my double-sided Velcro here, and I'm going to remove the piece that is protecting the adhesive on either side, and I'm going to stick that on there. And this is just so that when you are rehydrating your food, you can close the flap that will keep your food warm, and does a great job keeping the food warm and helps it rehydrate as well. And yes, it's really sticky. And that's about it. That's about all you need to do. So I have added some more black duct tape to the sides of the flap there. And then once you're all complete, personalize it. Decorate it the way you want to. I added stickers to mine from different products that I've purchased over the years that I had laying around the house. You could use your national park stickers to throw on there, or anything else that you want. But I decorated the outside of mine with just brand stickers that I happen to have laying around the house. So Decorate it any way you want to, and there you go. You've got a food cozy that you can rehydrate your meals in while you're out backpacking in the backcountry. And share this with your friends. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and as always, enjoy the outdoors and pursue your passions. We'll see you guys on the next video.